Hello, it's Monday, August the 23rd, and we are in Isaiah chapter 49. We saw the servant song in the first 7 verses of Isaiah 49. And now, picking it up at verse 8 through 12, Isaiah uses the picture of the restoration of Israel following Cyrus and his defeat of the Babylonians in 537 BC. The Jews return to Jerusalem and eventually under Ezra the temple is rebuilt somewhere around 517, 516 BC, and eventually in the next century we'll see some more activity under the guidance of Nehemiah and the rebuilding of the walls of Jerusalem and so on. So what you have in these 4 verses is a little cameo about the restoration of Israel, but he's using that as a template for a greater restoration, ultimately. The gathering of God's people to the new Jerusalem that is above, and eventually by chapters 65 and 66, the new heavens and the new earth. So that 6th century return of Israel is a cameo, really, for the gathering of the entire church to the new Jerusalem. And you notice in verse 1, the servant is referred to as a covenant to the people. And covenant means that God has made a promise, and God cannot break that promise. God has a plan. Now, there's a view around that says that in order to affirm human autonomy, the freedom of the will in an absolute sense, God is forever making course corrections. Every millisecond of the day, when that plan is veering in the wrong direction, God has to make a course correction. But the Bible is adamant that God has a plan, and God is executing that plan. And no matter how difficult, no matter what the trials may be, no matter what the obstacles may be in the way, God has a solution for all of them. Jesus, God's servant, is a covenant to the people, a rock solid platinum covenant that cannot be broken. Well, we'll look at some more of chapter 49 tomorrow and the rest of this week, but for now, have a wonderful day.